It's time to play some stuff.
Guild Wars 2. If you've been following my gaming videos over the years, you most certainly have heard of this game by now. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite games of all time, and definitely the game I like playing the most right now. And it's kind of what I'll be playing in terms of MMOs and stuff. Once again, though, here I am running through Queensdale. Can I ever, stop making videos running around? I've been running around Queensdale since the beta weekends. But it's such a nice looking area, so I figured plus you get down leveled, so I've actually been down leveled to level 5, all the way down from level 80. So here I am going through the pre-launch stuff for Heart of Thorns with Mordramoth and the story and everything. Actually, I'm doing a pretty decent job catching up on stuff. Hero, where's a personal story and stuff like that. Personal story, that would be the story journal. Getting through Echoes of the Past right now in Living World Season 2, so working on finishing that up, playing a little catch-up, making up for lost ground or whatever from the remainder of the time that I was playing World of Warcraft or other online RPGs as well. But Guild Wars 2, I think, it could possibly end up as the first and the worst if ArenaNet doesn't play their cards right. But there's no denying that Guild Wars 2, like I said, and Now It Continues, all that, however long ago that was now, is most certainly what I would call a third-gen MMO. And not all of this is because of the game itself. Some of it is because what ArenaNet usually does with these games is a big part of the reason why this became a standard setter. So Guild Wars 2, I'm just running around in Queensdale right now. I call it a third-gen MMO. Guild Wars games in general are like anti-MMOs. So far, they're 2 for 2 in being in response to something. The original Guild Wars was a response to, let's just look at this beautiful scenery. I'm glad I'm out here in the daytime instead of nighttime when everything's all blue and stuff. There's Divinity's Reach way the heck over there. So, anyways, the original Guild Wars was a response to the first-gen MMOs, but it wasn't really like an MMO in terms of how it played. So it was more like a Neverwinter Nights type RPG. You always had a party, and if you didn't have players with you, you'd have henchmen or something like that, and you'd go around, do dungeon running, outdoor stuff. Everything was instance. There wasn't the feel of this large world, kind of like what we have with its sequel and what we have nowadays. And especially with some of the neat improvements that they've made to the game recently, like finally a first-person view, so I can actually take in the scenery without having my character getting in the way like this. So first-person view. This also makes this game blue screenema friendly, so I can blue screen myself running around Queensdale and stuff. Here we are. Here's the water pump where the Jethro Fudner discussion earlier started at. No bandits attacking it. It's a regular source of events as waves of bandits try to blow up these pipes or poison them so that the farms down there start spraying green stuff all over the plants instead of the, actual water. Got this cat following me who's from the cash store. Yeah, nice to have a nice little pet in the game, but yeah, non-combat pet. Now, Guild Wars 1 was a response to first-gen MMOs, EverQuest. Guild Wars 2 is a response to World of Warcraft. A lot of design choices in the game were blatant responses to issues in WoW. There is mega server architecture where there are a lot of areas, almost all areas in the game. Basically what happens is you have like phased instances with only a certain amount of players in each zone. Or you can, if the zones get too small, you can move to one that's bigger. It's kind of a hidden version of the old instancing system or the old district system from Guild Wars. But in areas where the player population wouldn't be absolutely absurd, all the servers are combined together. So other than player versus player, world versus world, I think, in many cases all the servers are combined together. There's always been an economic super server going where all the auction houses and everything are linked together. So I think that's really where it counts the most, because if you ever had low server problems with trying to sell stuff in World of Warcraft, you'll know what I'm talking about with auction house problems. So there's always been at least an economic server mega server type setup here. But no events firing up. Maybe it takes a while or something like that, or I just gotta find one that's going on right now. Like maybe your harpies are attacking the dam or something. Either way, let's just talk about third gen. Oh, there we go. Collect apples to make pie. Yeah, well, this is a starter zone anyway, so there isn't gonna be anything too exciting, although there is an outdoor boss with the swamp monster Shadow Behemoth, so well, it's a beautiful day in Tyria, so let's take in the scenery as we talk third gen MMOs. So yeah, So there's mega server architecture to combine together everybody into one instance or whatnot where feasible. And there's also things like, for example, personal loot or actually being encouraged to help out other players. So there's this down-leveled player over here going and attacking stuff. Now, I could be a goody two-shoe knight-type character and help kill the stuff that she tries to fight. And I would actually get rewarded for it. Likewise, sometimes you get rewards that pertain to your current level, even when you're in down-leveled areas like this. So if I go be Mr. Goody Two-Shoe and save the day, there's actually... lag! There we go. It's weird. I'll have to see if Frontier's messing with me. I never get lag in this game. What time is it? Oh, maybe I should check my speed with Frontier and their dinosaur subscriber line network. If I confront them on it, they'll cry about congestion. But that's it, really. Third gen MMOs, they're basically responses to the second gen, and they improve on things. Namely, you can actually be a goody two-shoe hero wandering the world helping people out and actually get rewarded for it because of things like shared loot systems and things along those lines. Mega server architecture eliminates the old problems caused by high and low pop realms. And the big thing with Guild Wars 2 that I am looking for in other games that I play, overflow realms, ways to never ever need server queues. With connectivity, as we saw with the lag spike there, with connectivity in Guild Wars 2, it's an all-or-nothing type thing. Either the game's going to run and you're going to get right in and be able to play, even if you're on an overflow realm, or the login system is going to be down. You won't even be able to log in. You'll know that, oh yeah, it's down. I'll come back later. Hopefully it's back up. But that doesn't happen very much. On the other hand, if I had a nickel for every time that I've had problems with queues or been annoyed by something related to high and low pop servers, people farming the heck out of an area, tagging mobs when expansions first come out, stuff like that. I must have picked the wrong time to record with no events going on. Usually I can't even go from point A to point B in this world without events popping up all over the place, so I must have picked the worst time in the world to record all this, or maybe there's a little bit of peace because of a bunch of events that have been going on recently with these pipes. So, alright. But that's really the thing with these third-gen MMOs. So all the problems I've had with high low pop servers, queues, all the annoyances that I dealt with in World of Warcraft, not an issue in Guild Wars 2. There's overflow realms. There's ways of getting around and not needing queues, and it's not like server queues would really add much to the game, anyways. Because as far as money goes, in terms of people grinding in low pop areas, all the auction house type stuff, the Black Lion Trading Company, it's all linked together and has been since launch. So it eliminates a lot of the economic problems that would exist with high and low pop servers and things along those lines. Haves, have-nots, and having to balance issues with high and low pop servers with, by determining whether you wanted to be on a high, medium, or low pop server. Yeah, I've been killing your folks for years, you Tamini whatever. Centaurs just randomly attacking for no reason. Let's see if the ranch is getting attacked like it was when I was recording the bit with Jethro earlier. So, yeah, I definitely have some keys sticking and a little bit of lag going on. I should probably do a speed test to see what's going on here. I've been playing this game or maybe it's because I'm recording at the same time. Maybe that's messing with the network card because it's built-in network. I don't know. Anyways. But that's it. Ooh, looks like we have something. Looks like we have harpies attacking stuff at the ranch. Or maybe that's just them attacking the stray cows. This is the most peaceful that I have seen this zone in a very long time. So obviously I picked the worst time in the world to record this. I know it probably looks like, oh, this isn't better than the first gen MMO. You're just going around randomly killing stuff. No, I picked a terrible time to record this. There's times when I literally can't. I'll want to go to like Kessex Hills or something, and I'll wander through here. This is happening. Now this is happening. Now this is happening. So there's just stuff happening all over the place. Only now is it kind of playing like a Neverwinter Nights module. So, but that's the thing. Third-gen MMOs were a response to the second-gen ones. They deal with a lot of the problems in them, and sometimes a little too much. Like Guild Wars 2 doesn't have anything resembling raids yet. There's dungeons and there's challenging content, but not stuff that requires loads and loads and loads of people in order to get your foot in the door. So, some people don't like that. Me, well, I think that that's also a response to second-gen MMOs as well, because one of the things that you deal with second-gen MMOs is the problem of getting to the good stuff. It's all about grinding your way to max level as quickly as you can because the raids are the good stuff. And the outdoor world takes a back seat to what's in the latest dungeon or what's in the latest raid. And so it'd probably be a lot better if I wasn't running around the starter zone for yet another video about Guild Wars 2. I mean, I've been doing this... No, this is probably a scout back there. I've been doing this stuff since the beta, so maybe I should actually record videos in other zones in this game besides Queensdale. But, well, I came here for the scenery anyways. It was morning in-game when I started. Now it looks like the sun's starting to go down, getting towards nighttime anyways. But yeah. This game... The overworld... I mean, I'm still working on my world completion. I've had this game for years now. What exactly do I have left to do? So I have Queensdale 100% complete. Harathi Hinterlands, most of the human areas are complete. It's parts of the Shiver Peaks that I'm working on finishing up, as well as like the levels 50 and 60 and 70 zones, because I beelined it to 80 to get to max level for the first time. Didn't spend as much time. Yeah, Fireheart Rise. Fireheart Rise is 60 to 70 zone. I don't have that complete yet. But here I am, years and years later, or well, 3 years, that counts. And I'm only 80% complete on my main on the world, and on world completion. And I have alts as well that I could do stuff on as well. Plenty to do in this game. It just doesn't look like it right now because I picked the worst time in the world to run around Queensdale. This is what I get for picking where to record based on the scenery and what time of day it is in game. But that's it. But that's really it with third-gen MMOs. I've talked about this before. I've been on Out It Continues talking about Guild Wars 2 if you listen to that gaming podcast. And I've talked about the ways in which the third-gen MMOs respond to problems with the second-gen MMOs. This game is no exception. And the good news is that I know that this game has had an impact on MMO development because I hear about similar versions of stuff, some of the third-gen stuff in this game, not only creeping into other new games that are coming out, like I heard there's mega servers in Elder Scrolls Online, and there's, of course, outdoor events in Final Fantasy XIV, but at the very same time, sometimes I hear about Blizzard making World of Warcraft versions of some of this stuff as well. Like, there was a time when I thought that scenarios, because they were originally described as outdoor events, I thought scenarios were going to be like the World of Warcraft version of the dynamic events that you see in this game. So, unfortunately, I picked the wrong time to record this. All there was picking apples. Well, let's fast travel somewhere where stuff tends to happen. Well, let's pick a spot. Like, I gotta go to Mount Maelstrom anyways.
That was a bad one.
And, of course, ambient dialogue as well. Crystal Desert? No, it's too far down. Where's Mount Maelstrom? It's close to the bottom? Yeah, I thought so.
My best friend and nearly both legs.
Oh yeah, it would help if I zoomed in enough to see where I was going. All right, let's get our welcome to the jungle on and head on over there. This is one of the zones where I do not have a lot of completion, and I should be over here anyways, working on events. More of a jungly type atmosphere, but yeah, I don't even have the heart quest done here either. So, hey, I should get my ranger down here and name this pet. Tame this pet, name it Flamingo. I think you can tame all the juvenile pets. I haven't hardly played ranger very much in this game though, but. Oh yeah, deep dark jungle. Now we're getting away from running around Queensdale all the time. Finally. Disguise yourself. I don't want to put on a disguise and go picking flowers. Whatever. Since this thing threw something at me. The heck? Oh, there we go. Some issues with the hitbox, obviously, on that. Or maybe it's the lag from earlier. I don't know. What is attacking me? It's these zombie hands coming out of the ground. I haven't actually been to Mount Maelstrom very much. Yeah, it's these risen hand things. Yeah, see that thing's... Oh, there we go. Now we got undeads coming out of the ground. Yeah, there's a bit of an undead problem around here. All right. Yeah, could they come up with a better idea for the monsters besides ripping off Thing from the Addams Family? Homestone, activate. Go back to the Salma District in Divinity's Reach. All right, I'm going to wimp out on this. The good news is that I can actually, after I stop recording, I can use that to go back to Mount Maelstrom and continue playing. It's a new thing from the gem store recently. But that's the thing. No subscription fee. There's plenty to do in the world. I still haven't finished 100% completed it yet. And I still haven't finished the Prelude story to Heart of Thorns. And who knows when Heart of Thorns is coming out. I can also mess around with alts, I can craft, I can do all kinds of stuff, and do it at my own pace. Not feel the need to continue playing all the time simply because of a subscription fee or something like that. Feeling like I'm wasting my money if I'm not using the service. Kind of like my current situation with Netflix. I gotta find something to watch or cancel, even though it's only $8 a month. And of course you have the Quaggin. Quaggin say the darndest things. Come on, clicky clicky. Ooh.
Nice tea.
Who thought up these dialogue lines?
Hello. How do you do?
Come on, say it.
Stay. Eat. Be well.
That's why I chose to help these guys out in the personal story. They're comical as heck. I'll check the others out, though, when I level my alts. Which I heard the original story has changed, too.
Yes?
Do-da-do-da-do-da.
Staples was the right call. I know this isn't quite a siege. I certainly can't depend on the caravans like I used to.
War can't last forever.
Do-da-do-da-do-da-da. Oh, come on, they won't say, yeah. When I want them to say, how do you do? They don't say it. But I'll bet any money, I'll come back here when I'm not recording something, and I'll click him and be like, how do you do? Somebody at ArenaNet has a very weird sense of humor. But yeah, Heart of Thorns coming up, new classes, and they also have the new build system out too. Although I should probably do a separate video in the actual Guild Wars 2 series talking about the improvements, not the improvements, but the changes to the build system. I just hope they don't get back to what they had in Guild Wars 1, where it gained the nickname Build Wars, because it was a little too much about picking the right build and not so much about being some kind of hero in some fantasy land or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, it's enough messing around with Guild Wars 2 here, but that is where I stand as far as MMO generations are concerned. First generation, EverQuest, grindy, too much dependence upon other people in order to get the most basic stuff done. Second gen, World of Warcraft, an improvement over the first, but not quite far enough, and introducing some new problems of its own, like big server, little server, selfish gameplay with mob tagging systems, and other assorted stuff like that. And then third gen, Guild Wars 2 and beyond, responding to that, allowing for you to literally, be alone when you want to be alone and be with others when you want to be with others. And have plenty to do, be able to be a goody two-shoe if that's what you want to do. And, of course, no server issues because there might not even be formal servers as you may know them. So that's where I stand on the MMO generations thing. One last reminder, it is not set in stone. There's people out there that think that there are only 2 generations of MMOs and that World of Warcraft was the beginning of the 2nd generation and that's all that there is. And there are some people out there saying there's 4. I'll stay in the middle with 3 and have gameplay changes and in general improvements as the genre progresses as the way of determining one from the other. From the old grind fest where there wasn't much to do if you weren't actually if you weren't in a group raiding dungeons all the time, or even just farming outdoors all the time or something like the old raids. Actually, I used to do that in Neverwinter Nights. I'd team up with a bunch of folks. We'd have more fun role-playing as an adventuring party than doing stuff on your own. And then, of course, second gen, World of Warcraft, some improvements, able to solo to max level, other things that have made MMOs into a more mainstream genre as far as these games go. And now, third generation, whether they wanted to or not, Guild Wars 2 has become a standard setter. They could end up as the first and the worst if other developers make games that take these ideas and run with them. But for now, at least, the whole thing with outdoor events, being able to be a goody two-shoe, and not having some of the issues that second-gen MMOs used to have, like server queues and overly selfish players and an overly toxic player base, this is the sort of thing that I believe defines MMO generations and why we're currently in a third generation of MMO RPGs. So, hope I haven't done too much running around and bored you folks to death, but I picked a terrible time to record this. Maybe at some point later on we'll talk about some more stuff related to Guild Wars 2. But for now, this has been Play Some Stuff, MMO Generations 2015. I'm MultimediaJay saying thanks for watching, or thanks for listening if you weren't really interested in the gameplay footage. Thanks for paying attention. I don't know. Thanks for, watching, listening, whatever you've been doing. Playing tiddlywinks while listening. I don't know. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by, and darn it, this is Play Some Stuff. I haven't been saying the proper sign-off these last couple of times, so let's finally say a nice, hearty game on.